faithful friends, what is going on? Thank you for tuning in to 5 a.m. Faith Club. I am so happy that you're here. Today we're just going to do a little tab and chat, and I want to tab my Bible so that it can go from this to this. Isn't this pretty? So pretty. So I am not your typical Bible girl. So I need tabs because I don't know where to find Paul, Exodus, Luke. I don't know where to find any of these people. So I definitely need to have tabs. So I picked these up from Amazon. I will link them down below. Also, my beautiful Bible, I will also link that down below. I love this Bible. It is so pretty. It is a margin Bible. So I can put notes in here. I can write in here. I can put stickers in here. Anything that I need to refer back to, I can put it in here, and I am happy to do so. But before I get into writing in my Bible, I definitely want to tab it. So you guys will just sit here, learn about me, learn about who I am, learn about 5 a.m. Faith Club, how it came about, while I tab this thing. Tab it. One of my friends was telling me, not to tab it because, the pages are very delicate. But the other Bible that I have, the pages are also delicate. And I haven't had any issues. So I'll take my stab at this one. I'll try it and see. I'm trying to see what this is. I don't know what this is. Let me see what this is. Oh, it's a little sticker, a little mustache. How cute. I got this from Mr. Penn. So if you don't know, thank you for shopping, Mr. Penn. It means a lot to us, Kaylin. That's very sweet. Thanks, Kaylin. That's very, very sweet. And it says, thank you for your purchase. Really, really nice. I love these because these are already in order. At least I thought they were. The last pack of tabs that I got, they were already in order. So I didn't have to do anything but go in order. So I'm not sure what happened with this. Where is Genesis? Oh, here it is. So I'm not sure what happened with this, but I'll put it in order so that way I don't lose track. But yeah, this is definitely a journey that I'm on, that I'm grateful to be on. I have such a story, which we all have, we all have a story. Let me see. Exodus. Okay, Leviticus. All right, so Chronicles. Let's put this in order first. Chronicles, then we have Ezra, then we have Nehemiah. Okay, Nehemiah. So then that's the following page, and that goes to Amos. All right, after Amos is, I don't even know how to pronounce that name, but this name. Okay, and sorry if this isn't focusing. Okay, and then after that, we have, okay, that ends at Romans, and then after Romans, we have Corinthians. Okay, that, and then this is the last page. Okay, so now we're organized. Now we can tab and chat. So get yourself something to drink, water, coffee. I love matcha. I should have made some matcha before I came to record this, but I love matcha. So anyway, my name, we're just going to call me Lou. My family calls me Lou. Some of my family calls me Lou. So we can call me Lou. This is another thing why I didn't want to do tabs, is because it will take up a little bit of space where I could be writing notes, but that's fine. I'm just going to tab it here. But yeah, so first and foremost, you guys can call me Lou, right? You guys can call me Lou. And I just don't want I just don't want to be, I don't want to be on YouTube like famous or anything like that. I just wanted to share my interpretation of the Bible, my journey with the Bible, what I've been experiencing, how I'm reading, because I've never read the Bible, a book in the Bible. Never read the whole Bible, never read a book solely in the Bible. Never done it, right? And I'm a whole adult. Never done it. I believe in God. I've always believed in God. Never had a problem believing in God. But I don't know. I've never been in that space where it's like, okay, I'm going to read a book in the Bible. I never had that experience. And I'll tell you guys why in a minute. But let me make sure it's lined up. This is such a task, but it's so worth it. It's so worth it. It's so worth it. So let's see if I put it properly, if I put it right. And I don't care if it's not perfect. You guys can come for me all you want. Because as you can see, it's not perfect, but it's perfect for me. Okay? So anyway, I am from New York. You guys will call me Lou until, if I ever decide to tell you guys my real name. But you guys can call me Lou. So my name is Lou, and I am from New York. I am from New York, born and raised, still live here. I am such a New York girly. And I am from Queens, New York at that. And I am a mother. I have one child. I am a mother. I have one child. And what else about me? I just love business. I love community. I love building community. I love storytelling. I am a writer. So I love storytelling. I love all of the things that comes with being a creative. I do. So that's just where I am with it. That's where I am. So this is not perfect, and I don't care. Okay? Only God can judge me. So, and if you guys know a better way of doing this, let me know, because I'm pretty sure I'll be getting another Bible. I want a small pocket one, so I'm pretty sure I'll be getting another Bible, but you guys help me out if there's a better way of doing this. But anyway, so I'm from Queens, New York. I am a mother. And what else about me? I'm a writer. I said that. I am a creative. I said that. And so many other things. But let me tell you guys about my life story. So I was born in Queens to a woman who is my mother. And when I was born, my father left. And I have 3 older siblings, but I was raised with my 2 older brothers. So we were raised very poorly. Like, not that we were raised with no manners, but we didn't have money. So when I was born, my father left because my mom needed some stability and she wanted to go live with his family. And he knew his family weren't good people, so he didn't want her to live there. So he basically gave her an ultimatum and was like, either you leave or you're never going to see me again. So we stayed, and I've never seen my dad, never seen him. I think I saw one picture of him years ago or so, but that was that. So I grew up with it was a tough childhood. Like, it was so tough. It was so rough. And I didn't really know, like, how much I needed a father until I got older. You know, it's like one of those out of sight, out of mind type things. I really messed that one up. But it's like one of those out of sight, out of mind type things. And, well, it doesn't look bad from the other side. So I didn't really know what I was missing until I got older. But I had such, I feel like I lived two separate lives. So I was always the type to not want to be home because home wasn't fun to me. Like, we lived in a basement apartment, all of us together. It wasn't a comfortable situation. It wasn't, it wasn't aesthetically pleasing. It just wasn't my vibe. So I did have a friend, and I knew her since I was a baby. We went to the same babysitter, and I was 3 months old. She was 4 months old. So she's literally like my first friend, my first ever friend. And I really knew I was poor when I was probably about like 7 years old, because I would go to her house and she had an attic full of Barbies, Barbie houses, plenty of Ken dolls, Barbie. Everything was Barbie. I remember she had a birthday party, probably her 7th or 8th birthday party. And they had a big balloon in the middle of the party with a Barbie doll in it. And I was just like, wow, this is fantastic. Like, when it was my birthday, I would get tiny little gifts. I never had a birthday party until I was probably about 9 years old. And it was a surprise party at another friend of mine's house. And I bawled crying because I just never experienced anything like that. I didn't think anyone cared about me in that way. So it was just very touching for me. So I didn't know I was poor until, I was around that age, because then you start seeing like what other people have, and it's just like, wow, I don't have any of this stuff. Like, where's my Barbies? Where's my Barbie house? Where's my Ken? And I didn't have any of those things. So I knew I was poor. And I knew that I didn't want to be poor. Like, I didn't want to be poor. I would ask my mom for things and she wouldn't have any money. She was a single mother of 3 children, 4, but 1 didn't live with us. And I would ask for things and it was no. It was like, we don't have it. Get somebody else to do it. We don't have the money for this. Like, what do you think this is? You want a Barbie? We don't have food. So Barbie what? Can we eat the Barbie? Oh no. So we didn't have anything and any room for extra, right? We had the necessities, and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful. But as a child, you don't really understand. So I just knew I wanted a better life. Like, this wasn't it for me. I needed a better life. So when I was about, I think I was like 11 years old. It was something crazy. No, I think I was about 13 years old. I just knew I wanted a job because I wanted money. I didn't want to not have money. I didn't want to hear no anymore. So I remember getting a job. I think I was about 14. Getting my first job, and my job was to go knocking door to door. This should have been illegal, y'all. Go knocking door to door and see who wanted to sign up for newspapers. Mind you, it's late at night. They dropped us off in any random neighborhood in the Bronx, Yonkers, anywhere, to go knocking on people's door, asking them if they want to sign up for the newspaper. But anyway, that's what I did. And when I got my first check, y'all, you couldn't tell me anything. Like, I was hooked. I'm like, I'm going every day after school, every night. And that's what I did. And I don't even know how I ended up not working for them anymore, but I didn't work for them anymore. But I was hooked. I was hooked on making sure I had something for myself. Should I put this here? The last one? I think so. I think I could get away with it. So I was hooked. I wanted more money. I wanted more freedom, because with money comes freedom. Like, there's no way I was asking my mother for anything and she tells me no and I didn't get it. I was getting it myself. I was no longer asking. So that was my life. for a while, I worked and I worked and I worked, and I just kept working. And I did that for a long time. I did that for a long time, just working, spending money, getting money. Then I went off to college, which was such an experience. I had such a good time. I went to, should I say what college I went to? Well, I went to college and I stayed on campus. It was a really great experience. I did graduate. I graduated with a degree in English with a minor in media and communications. And upon graduating, I got an internship working at Vibe magazine. And I just had a wonderful time. So at this time, I am working, I'm interning, and I'm just living my best young life. And was I rich? No, I wasn't rich, but I was acquiring things. I was having things, car, clothes, shoes, like all of the things, right? And in the midst of this, I wasn't going to church. I was always praying, excuse me. I was always praying and, thanking God and, but I wasn't going to church. I never had a great experience going to church. That was my reasoning for not going. When I was younger and my mom had to work on the weekends, she would send us to church with one of her friends and her children, and it was not a good experience for me. Like, absolutely not a good experience. The people were mean. Her friend was mean. May she rest in peace. She was mean. And it just wasn't a good experience for me. So, and then it wasn't even just that church. It was other churches. I remember going to a service. This was probably 2014. And I went to the service, and the pastor was just very inappropriate, very sexually inappropriate. It really rubbed me the wrong way. And I just felt like every time I step into the building, it's always some mess. I'll just pray at home. But I feel like when you decide to pray at home and you don't have friends who, talk to you about God or things like that, it's just like out of sight, out of mind. Like when you need something, you pray. Something bad happens, you pray. You eat your food, you say your grace. That's a prayer. You go to bed, you pray. But it's not really like a life walk with Christ. I even saying thank you, at least God hears you, but I feel like when you know the word, when you're in the word, it's a different type of intimacy with God, with the Lord. It's just totally different. And that's where I am now. So anyway, I was living my life, working, doing all of the things, and I ended up getting pregnant. I got pregnant. It was a little bit of a surprise, but it wasn't. I was in a relationship for about 5-6 years, and I got pregnant, and I had my first baby. And as the cards landed for me, I ended up being a single mother. Even before I had her, we broke up like a month before I had her. And I just knew I was done with the relationship. Like there was nothing salvageable with this relationship. And it was funny. This is why you have to be careful what you pray for and the way that you pray. Because I remember saying to myself, I never want to be a single mom. I saw how my mom struggled. I never want to be a single mom. I always would say stuff like that. But instead, I should have been asking God to please, prepare me to be a wife. Prepare me to have a husband. Prepare me for having a family. Those things. Instead of saying what I don't want and focusing what I don't want, I should have just been focusing on what I do want. That one is so bad. Don't come for me in the comments, y'all. Don't come for me in the comments. It's okay. It's okay. I could take it off, but I don't want to risk ripping anything. Let me see. But, yeah, this one is bad, y'all. So, let me see if I could take it off. If this rips, you guys are buying me a new one because y'all made me feel bad about this. But yeah, so be careful what you ask for. Be careful how you pray for things. Be careful how you ask for things. Because when you focus on what you don't want, guess what you get? Exactly what you don't want. You get exactly what you said you don't want. And it will be a special. It will be a what I don't want special with, it'll be supersized. Okay? So I used to focus on that. And then once I was in the situation, it was just like, I understand. And I understood it more so later because I read The Secret. And that just stuck out to me like a sore thumb. But of course, you know, you read The Secret and then you go live your life. And then later it's like, in hindsight, dag, this is literally what I asked for. What I didn't want is what I focused on. I'm scared, y'all. What I don't want is what I focused on. And that's what I ended up getting. That's what I ended up getting. So here I am, brand new mom, single mom. And it was so bad, y'all. I told this story recently, so I won't cry about it now because I cried about it about 2 weeks ago. But it was so bad, y'all. Like, I remember in New York, when you have a kid, you can't leave the hospital without having a ride, right? I hope I didn't do it the same crooked way. It's okay. This one is way better. The other one was really terrible. So you can't leave the hospital without having a ride, right? So my daughter, she was 2 weeks late and it was like no sign of having her. But in New York, you can't go more than 2 weeks overdue. So I had to be induced. So I drove myself to the hospital because, you know, myself and her father were not on the best of terms. So I'm not asking you to drive me to the hospital. I'm not asking you for anything. Right? Especially you don't even offer. Like, you know, I have to be induced or whatever. So I'm just going to give you the information and that's it. So I drove myself to the hospital and, you know, I was induced. 33 hours of labor. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. So 33 hours of labor. And it was such an experience. I was supposed to have a water birth, y'all. And my midwife, I had a midwife because I wanted to have a water birth. And this one hospital in New York, in Long Island, was the only one that allowed you to have a water birth in the hospital. So while I'm there, you know, my midwife checks me and she breaks my water. And once your water is broken out of the water, they don't allow you to go in the water. So my dreams of a water birth was over and through. And so I just had a regular birth, but it was such an experience. And I remember when my days was over and it was time to go home, I called her father to come and pick me up. But I knew he wasn't driving me home because my car was there because I drove. I drove by myself and my car was there and I was going to take my car home. And I just remember feeling so alone. Like, imagine you just had a baby 3 days ago and you're going home, driving yourself home alone. And that was when reality set in. Like, this is insane. Like, I'm really a single mother. Like, for real. And yeah, people might say, like, where's your family? Where's your friends or whatever? It was just so embarrassing to me. First, my mom, she really did try. She took off 2 weeks off of work to help me. But like I said, my daughter was 2 weeks late. So that went out the window pretty quickly. And by the time I had her, my mom was back to work. And, you know, my friends, they did come visit me at the hospital. But, you know, sometimes it's just like, this is so embarrassing. You can't even say it out loud. I just could not bring myself to say X, Y, and Z. Can you please come to the hospital, take me home? I don't have anyone, blah, blah, blah. I just literally sat on it. Like, I'm just going to do this and I'll just go home and it'll just be us. And that's what happened. And even though it was rough, like it was rough, but it wasn't. Like God knew exactly who I needed and what I needed. She would sleep all through the night. She would sleep hours through the day. I remember I had to call my midwife, like, she's been sleeping for 10 hours. She hasn't eaten. Like, she's like, it's fine. When she wakes up, she will eat. It's fine. If it really gets bad, you can just wake her up, feed her, and then let her go back to sleep. But God knew exactly what I needed. We had such a great relationship with each other, even though she was a hand baby, y'all. Like, I could not put this child down. Look at this, y'all. I could not put this child down. She was like, crib, not in the hands. No, not me. And even to right here, this part right here was sticking out from holding her. Like, she was legit a hand baby. So we just really grew up with each other. And I thank God for the time. I didn't have to focus on anything else, anyone else but her. And even though it was rough mentally, like, dag, I'm really on my own here. And I knew I was never going back to her father. Like, there's no way I was going back to her father. So it was just like, dag, I'm really in this by myself. And, you know, once reality sets in, it's like, it is what it is. And that's exactly what it was. It was just like, it is what it is. This is life. And I just have to adjust. And I did adjust. And we went on with life. It was really nice, really sweet, you know, doing life with her. And I just was, it was so many different things. Like, there's so many different things. So here I am, a single mother working. And I remember going on Facebook asking, my alarm, y'all, sorry. Going on Facebook asking, you know, asking them on Facebook, like, how are you single mothers buying homes? How are you guys buying houses? Because I knew I wanted a house. I wanted a house. I wanted, you know, something permanent instead of renting apartments. But it just seemed like it wasn't going to happen for me. I didn't have that great of a job. You know, I was working in retail at the time. It was paying great. Like, I thank God for my job. But I just didn't see a way. I just didn't see a way. And I remember a friend of mine was in that group. It's a very popular group on Facebook. And she was in the group and she sent me a private message. We went to high school together. And I didn't speak to her really. And that day she sent me a private message. And she was like, oh, you need to use this program and you can get a house. And I was just like, okay. So in the midst of it, I was renting an apartment from this guy. I couldn't stand living there, y'all. He would be smoking weed. He was a producer. He was making music all types of times in the night. Have his friends come over smoking weed. It was just not a good experience for me, y'all. It was just like, please, God, get me out of here. And I didn't know how to get out of there because, you know, in New York, you have to pay first month rent, security, last month. And here I am giving this man all this money. And now I want to leave. So I didn't know how I was going to do it. But God said, you ask and you shall receive. And sometimes it's not the way that you want it, but it's the way it's going to be. And so he blessed us with a house fire. And I say blessed because even though it was crazy, y'all, like, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. That's why when I see, like, the California fires, I can't even look at it, y'all, because I get so emotional. Even telling it right now, like, I want to cry. Let me wheel it in. But it was tough. We lost, I want to say 90% of our belongings, you know, and it was just not a great time. But in the midst of it, I was waiting to go to the meeting for that housing program, home buyers program, I should say. And even though I had literally had no clothes, everything that I had was burnt, Some stuff was able to be saved, but because the house was deemed unsafe, we weren't even allowed to go in and get anything. So I end up going to the homeowner program, and then afterwards I end up getting a house where we live now, and it was just such a blessing. And been living here for a couple of years, and I just feel so grateful. And I always thank God. But still, no real walk with God until I'm going to cry, y'all. I'm going to try not to cry. I'm not going to cry. So anyway, in July, I experienced one of the worst losses ever. And it's just because the way it happened, I just couldn't even... I still can't wrap my head around it, but I experienced such a loss in my life. A friend of mine passed away along with his 2 children in a really bad car accident. And when I tell you I was so lost, y'all, like I was done. I'm still done. I'm still in the wilderness. I'm still not in the clear. I still can't. Okay, y'all? I still cannot. But when I tell you that right there is what really turned me to God, because it's like, yeah, I could go to therapy, but all the therapists, they want to be over the phone and Zoom. And no, I don't want to talk on the phone with you to help me. Like, it's either I'm in your office crying so you can hug me, pass me a tissue or something, or I'm not going. I'm not spending my money to talk to y'all in my house. Okay? I'm not doing that. So it was just like, I'm not doing that. And I just didn't know where else to turn. And then one day I was just scrolling on my phone, and I just happened to go to the Bible app, which been on my phone unused. And when I opened it, that guided prayer that they have on the homepage, I clicked on it, I read it, and I just felt like it spoke to me. It spoke to me, and it spoke to me, and it just really spoke to me, because I was down bad, y'all. Like, I'll be crying all the time. Like, all the time. I just can't even now I can cry. I could just cry. But I would just be crying, y'all. And so, ever since that day, I just started reading. Well, I didn't read. I'm lying. I didn't start reading. I just started going to the Bible app. So I downloaded a plan for, loss, and I went through that. They have their 5-day plan, 7-day plan, 10-day plan. So I bought the plans, and I just went through them. I just went through the plans, kept going through the plans, and then I was talking to one of my friends. Shout out to Cynthia, yo. She really got me together. I have a friend named Cynthia, and I have a friend named Dee, and those two really got me together. And I don't know what happened, but it was like towards the beginning of 2025, towards the end of 2024, and I was just like, I don't know what we were talking about, but all I know is that I was like, I want to read a whole book in the Bible. And we just decided we were going to do Bible study, journaling, and all of the things. Because, like I said, I'm a creative. I love journaling. I love writing. And, Pinterest just snatch you up. Pinterest will just snatch you up. So I was just like, okay, I want to do some of this type of Bible study, Bible journaling, and this, and this. And she has been such a pleasure to do this journey with. So I did read through Genesis, and that's what made me want to start this YouTube channel, because the way I interpret things is just so funny, and it's just not normal. It's not normal, y'all. It's not normal. But it's just a way for me to understand, like, what's going on. And even though it's unconventional, right? Like, it's unconventional, the way I interpret the Bible, or the way I try to understand the Bible, is just insane. But I feel like some people, they need it to be broken down in this type of way to understand, because there's so much going on in the Bible. Like, one of the things that really cracked me up was when in Genesis, when Noah finally got to land, right? They finally were out of the water and they finally got to land. And what does Noah do, y'all? Noah said, give me the grapes so I can turn that thing into wine. I need Moscato now. Y'all had me on this boat for all this time with all these animals stinking. You know, I'm over here feeding all these animals. And y'all think I'm not going to have a drink? No. Plant those seeds. Get me them grapes. Smash it up and let me get a little tipsy. And that's just... that's how I remember it, okay? So when I'm doing Bible study with Cynthia, we were cracking up. Like, we couldn't even keep composure. And it's funny because I was in the shower after I was reading Genesis before we got into Bible study. And I just said to myself, like, wow, I should start a channel. I should start a YouTube channel. Or maybe God spoke to me. I don't know. When people say God spoke to them, I don't know if he spoke to me, but that was the idea I had, but I just left it in the back of my head. And then when Cynthia and I were talking, well, first I was reading it to my boyfriend, and he was telling me, well, I was telling him the story, and he told me, like, oh, you should do a YouTube channel and talk about it. And I was just like, oh, probably. And then when I spoke to Cynthia and she said the same thing, I said, you know what? I feel like there's a need. There's a need, obviously, and I'm going to help the people out, okay? This is so not perfect, y'all, but it don't matter. It's mine, it's beautiful, and it doesn't matter, okay? So if you're tabbing with me and yours looks like mine, big up yourself, okay? Big up yourself, because at least you tried, and at least you have tabs, and you don't have to fight going back and forth, figuring out where to find where to find this person. Who's this person? I'm just going to tab it here because I'm not about to fight with this thing. But yeah, so Cynthia and I, we was just cracking up, laughing, hollering. And I just said, you know what? I'm just going to do a YouTube channel. I don't want it to be associated with my name. That's how come I haven't told y'all my real name. Because I don't want to involve my social media. I don't want to do all the things. Like, I don't want to do it. Like, I want to first start so that way I don't want my peoples, you know, on this one. I want it to be just us. I want it to just be just us. Maybe later, you know, because eventually I want to do Bible study with y'all, like Zooms or in-person Bible study. Look at Jonah, y'all. Look at Jonah, just crooked. Lord have mercy. Look at that. That's okay. Jonah, we locked in, okay? But yeah, so eventually I want to do, you know, Zoom calls with y'all, Bible study. And I'm not about to be the, what are they called? Daft Punk of Christianity. So it's not like I'm going to wear a mask. But until then, until I feel, you know, ready to take on that responsibility. And also too, I want to be consistent. I don't want people coming and saying, Lou, you have a YouTube channel. I haven't seen you post, you know, because they're my friends and they're looking for something. Like, I just want it to be something that feels good to me, you know. I feel like it's our job to spread the word, and it's our job to invite other people in, but I don't want to do it for likes. I don't want to do it where it gets too big for my bridges and I'm just out here looking to make money, you know. Like, everyone on YouTube wants to make money. That's cool and all, but I literally just want to have a good time with y'all. I just want to tab, yap, talk about the Bible, discuss it the way I interpret it. You know, that's what I want. Whatever comes out of it is cool monetarily, but in all honesty, if I can just get one person to read a book in the Bible, that's a win for me. I would be so grateful to get a comment where someone said, Lou, I finished Genesis. I've never finished a book in the Bible before, but the way you had me locked in, I finished a book. I finished Exodus. I'm ready to finish another book with you. That to me is a win. I don't care about anything else. I just want to grow community with y'all. Have fun. You know, because the Bible can be intimidating. Church is intimidating. Religion is intimidating. You know, people don't even want to talk about their religion. It could be so intimidating. And I don't want to feel that way. I don't feel that way. And I just feel like this walk is mine. This is my walk. You can either join me, which I want you to join me. And if you don't want to join me, that's okay too. Okay? Even if you don't believe in God, that's okay too. You know, look at that. Why I do that? Literally right there. And I did that. That's okay, y'all. It's not perfect, y'all. Leave me alone. It's not perfect. Leave me alone. In my eyes, it's perfect, okay? I have 20/20. But yeah, so I just want, that's what I want. That's what I want. And if I can have that, where y'all just come, we watch videos, we build a community offline, we do Bible studies together, and we just build a community. You know, this is for people who love to start their day with God. That's why I called it 5 a.m. Faith Club, because even though I don't wake up 5 a.m. all the time, God has literally been waking me up at 5 o'clock in the morning a lot of times, like without the alarm clock. 5 o'clock, 5:30, 6 o'clock. And it don't have to be 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, what if you work overnight? That doesn't mean you can't join us. Like, who cares? I just love the name because I just love starting my day with God. Like, as soon as I wake up, I do the things, and even while I'm doing the things, you know, brushing my teeth, washing my face, getting ready for the day, even while I'm doing that, I'm literally listening to the Bible app. Whatever plan I'm on, I'm listening to that, and I'm starting my day with that, and then I go on to a sermon, and then, like on YouTube, usually it's TD Jakes or Pastor Mike Jr. I really like him. The new person that I really like is Jackie Perry. I love Megan Ashley. I love all of these people. But I start my day with that. Then I move on to sermon. And then I will journal and read the Bible. That's what I do. And I stopped reading the Bible because I want to do it with y'all. And I want the reaction to be authentic. So I want to do some read-alongs, you know, just things like that with y'all. Like, that's what I want to do. And that's what we're going to do. So I just thank y'all for being here, you know, sitting through this video, getting to know me, getting to know God, you know, and just being here on a journey. Because this is a journey, y'all. What is this, y'all? Tabbing this is a journey, y'all. Tabbing this one was a journey, y'all. Look at Luke. Luke, you on a journey. So that's what it is. And I just thank y'all so much for being here, you know, for being here, getting to know me, learning more about me, learning about my life. There's so much more, but that's just, you know, that was just the cliff notes of my life. But I'm in a much better place now because God has been getting me through. You know, my daughter's older. We have a great relationship. I love her so much. She's such a personality. And maybe one day y'all will get to meet my baby. But maybe I'll see her little hands, you know. But until then, it will just be you and I and Jesus, and that's okay. And I do have a boyfriend. We have been together for quite some time, so hopefully I will be wifey soon. Pray for me, y'all. But he and I, we used to date when I was younger, when I was about 14, 15. That was my first love, my first love and my high school sweetheart. We went to prom together and everything. Then we ended up growing apart when I got to college, you know, and then getting back together as grown adults with children. So we do have a blended family, and that's that. You know, that's just me in a quick Cliff Notes version. But I hope you guys are having a good time tabbing your Bible with me, you know. And like I said, if you guys want to order your own tabs, Mr. Penn, he definitely has it on lock, because he has all different colors, styles, all different things that I like to see. You know, I love when things just look so pretty and nice. So I linked it below. You guys can go and grab it and see what other colors he has. But yeah. And tell me about y'all. Tell me where y'all are in your walk with Jesus. You know, are you new? Are you just looking for a different type of vibe when it comes to reading the Bible? You know, what's going on? Tell me what's happening on your end. Look at Romans, trying to escape. But yeah, tell me what's going on your end. Where are you from? How are you? How has God changed your life? Like, tell me something in the comments. One thing about you. And how's your journey been? You know? Tell me something. I want to know. I need to know a little something. But yeah, tell me where you're from. I would love to know where you guys are from. You know, YouTube is such a amazing platform. People are from all over the country, all over the world, you know. So tell me where you're from, what you doing here, and what you plan on getting out of this. So probably from here I will speed this up, because now I'm just rambling. So I'll speed it up, and then you guys will see the finished product. Okay. Okay, y'all. So this is the last tab. Oh, what am I doing? Okay. This is the last tab, Revelations. Revelation, and that's the last tab, y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed the music, and I hope you enjoyed your time. This is what it looks like. It's not perfect, but we are tabbed up, y'all. Okay, so it's easy to find, it's beautiful, and that's what it looks like, y'all. So thank you guys for learning more about me, staying here, watching this video to the end. I really appreciate it. Thank you for spending some time with me today. And we ready, y'all. So stay tuned for the next video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. If you a New York girl, comment. I want to know where you from, what part of New York, or wherever you are in the world. I want to know where you are, where you're from. Comment below, and like, comment, subscribe, all of the things. Okay, so I'll see you guys in the next video, and thank you for tuning in. Bye. Peace out.